Hi everyone, it's Nicole, and today I'm here with my September TBR. It's rather an ambitious one. I think I have 12 books on it, but it's not the number of books because every month I read between 10 books. So 12 is, to give me a little bit of options. But the thing is, as you'll see, is a lot of them is super big books. Not these first two books. These are a trilogy, and the last book is coming out on October 3rd, because you know that I don't like waiting to read the end of a series. I like to read them all in a row, and I have to tell you, I wanted to double check on what the series was about, and I looked in the second book and I just ruined the first book for myself. That's why I don't read summaries. I looked in that one. I thought I picked up that one, but I picked up that one. So anyway, so this is, it sounds like a dystopian in that they can actually, on your 16th birthday, I think it's 16th, the government takes you in and they sort of do like a test on you, and they can give you a memory. Now, the memory can be good or it can be bad. And what I mean by bad is it can tell you that you're going to become a criminal. And if you're going to become a criminal, they basically arrest you right then and there. And then they start doing like experiments on you and that kind of stuff. So these are Forget Tomorrow and Remember Yesterday by Git-R-Done. And the last one, like I said, and then there's a novella in there, and between the first and the second one. And then there is, which I'll read between those two, but I think it's like 80 pages. And then there is, the third book is called Seize Today, and that's the end of the trilogy, and it comes out on October 3rd. So where it's coming in October, the very beginning, I figured I'd read these this month and finish another series this year, because that's my goal this year, is to finish a whole bunch of series. This is It Ends With Us with Colleen Hoover, and again, I didn't want to spoil myself, but I believe this is regarding an abusive relationship. So that's all I want to know. I didn't want to read too much about it because, man, I don't like it when I get things spoiled. This is last month. Yes, last month I finished the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo, and this is in the same world. It's not following the characters whatsoever, but I want to make sure that I knew the world, and so now this month I'm going to read the whole duology. Hopefully, this is where the books start getting kind of crazy. This one has, over 500 pages. This one is close to 500 pages, 465. So they start getting kind of bigger books. So this is about 6 characters, and they go on a heist. And that's all I want to know. It says 6 dangerous outcasts, 1 impossible heist. So I want to read those 2 this month. Then the next one, Ruta Sepetys, Salt to the Sea. And this is a historical fiction, and it is about crossing over. So sorry, I had to cough. So it says winter 1945, 4 teenagers, 4 secrets. And it's about refugees, and in the midst of Soviet advance, 4 paths converge, and it says it's inspired by the single greatest tragedy in maritime history. So I'm looking forward to read that. This is going to be fairly a quick read. The chapters don't look very long, so to me it makes it easier to go through. But it's like 8 pages shy of 400, so still a pretty hefty book. Now this is a new release. It's Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia, And this is a girl that writes a comic online, and nobody knows who she is. And then there's this boy that starts at their school, and he writes fan fiction about her story or her comic strip or whatever it is. I think it's called Monstrous Sea. It's a web comic, and but he doesn't know that she's the author of this said web comic, and they become friends, and then things happen. So, and I really like how it's written. It has the comic in it. Oh my goodness, I looked at that drawing, and it looks really close to some of the stuff that my son draws. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so that, I want to read that, and that's, I think that's a 400, that's 15 pages short of 400. Then this is Git-R-Done, and this is a contemporary, and it's a retelling of Cinderella, Git-R-Done, except her carriage is a truck. It's called The Magic Pumpkin, and she has an evil stepmother and stepsisters, and it's about a show that her dad was really big in producing. It was called Starfield, and now they're going to do a new show for it, or a new movie, and they cast this star, I guess, and she doesn't like him. She doesn't think he's going to do the role any justice. And it's also about a ball or a cosplay ball that she wants to go. And it's to meet the actors that are going to be in the movie. So, sounds like a good, well, that's cute. I hadn't looked at the back yet. So that's hers, and then that's his movie trailer. That's pretty cool. So I can't wait to read that. And that's just 300 pages, so that should go fairly quickly. Now this is the one that I'm not sure if I'm going to read this month, because I thought it was a standalone, which I was going to read right away. But I believe there's a second book, so you know how I don't like to wait. So I'm going to do a little bit more research, and if it is a second book, and that's why I put 11 books on this, because if there is a second book, I'm going to wait, because this just came out. It's a new release, just came out in September, and I don't want to wait a whole year to find out the end. So this is The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. This is about a girl that she is the answer to sort of save magic. If she doesn't go and get this book that might fall into the wrong hands, like a magic book, then magic will be lost forever. And she has to time travel, I believe, to go get this book. So I really love the cover. Like I said, I thought it was a standalone, but it's not. It is, I believe it's in a series. If it's a companion book, I don't mind, because it means that it's just following different characters. So then I'll read it. I know there's a second book. I don't know if it's a series though, or if it's a companion. So that's what will decide whether I'll read it this month or not. Because if it's a companion, I'll read it, because it's not a continuation. And if it's a second book to the series, then I'll wait. So this is sort of my backup. I want to read Illuminae. It's the Illuminae Files 01 by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is a sci-fi book, and I really like the way it's written. It's written in like different mixed media, and it's supposed to be a super quick read. It's a big book. It's 599 pages, but everyone says that it's a super, super quick read. So that's why I put it in there. So if I feel like I need a quick read, That's what I'll do. Now, the one book that because every month I made it a goal that I would read a book on my Kindle, and I'll insert a picture of the book right here. So right now I'm reading Lucky in Love by Casey West, and it's about a teenage girl. She just turned 18 and she wins the lottery, and what happens with all that. So that's it. That's the books that I plan to read in September. So thank you so much for watching.